Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we are going to be wrapping up the post-trade deadline rebuilds, and we have the 76ers today. Philadelphia sits at 52-27 at the moment with 3 games left to go in the regular season. They're basically locked into the 3 seed. Unless something crazy happens where the Sixers win out and the Celtics lose out, they're basically going to be the 2 and the 3 seeds, and not much is going to change there. They had a very, very entertaining game last night. Joel Embiid was absolutely dominant, basically ran away with the MVP. He's been my pick. He's going to remain my pick. I think it's about damn time he gets an MVP. And yeah, obviously the goal today is to get the Sixers a championship. As always, let me know any other video ideas you guys do have down below in the comments section. This is the final video of this week. I've explained it a couple times now, but I apologize if you have not heard it before. And I'll be back on Monday. We're going to do some plan predictions on Monday. If you guys want to see any other non-rebuild videos, let me know those down below in the comments section as well. Of course, you guys are new around here. If not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button real quick. Stick around a while. Not much to say, man. This is a really good team. The 76ers have been known to lose in round 2 basically every single year. We're going to see if we can change that in today's video. Let's get into it. As I mentioned, there are 3 games left to go in the regular season, and not much is going to change in the standings unless something absolutely crazy happens. But what we will do is we will go over this roster real quick because it is a very, very good roster. We have James Harden, who maybe hasn't been absolute prime James Harden here. Not that anybody was expecting that, but he is still an unbelievable player, and can't actually really believe he wasn't an all-star this year. But nonetheless, he is 33 years old. He's 90 overall. His overall will probably go down over the 4 years of this rebuild, which is a little unfortunate, but I don't have any plans as of now to move on from him. We have Shake Milton here as the backup point guard. It's not a bad option whatsoever. We have Tyrese Maxey, who has emerged as a really, really solid third option on this team. I like Tyrese Maxey a lot. Obviously, only 22 years old. The sky's the limit, basically. D'Anthony Melton and Furkan Korkmaz, or Furkan, I don't know how to pronounce it here as well. We have Tobias Harris, who is an interesting one for me. Tobias Harris makes a decent amount of money. I think we can all agree on that. And, you know, he's just a solid player. Like, I don't know what else to say. I think a lot of Sixers fans would not be too mad if they got out of this contract, but we'll see what we end up doing with them. Jalen McDaniels, who I thought was a really good pickup for them, and then we have Daniil House here as well. Power forward spot is without a doubt the weakest position on this team, and that's not a shot at PJ Tucker. It's just the truth in the situation. He's 37. He's on a pretty big deal. I don't think he'll be here more than 1 year. To be fair, maybe I'm salty. Hit 3 clutch threes against my Celtics last night. Georges Niang here as well, and then the center position 100% lockdown. Joel Embiid's not going anywhere this entire video. I have literally never seen something more automatic than Joel Embiid's mid-range from like the free throw line. Not like an actual free throw, just literally him turning, shooting. It's automatic. He literally did not miss last night. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Montrezl Harrell, Dwayne Dedmon, and then Paul Reed here as well. I'd like to get Paul Reed some minutes. I don't know if I want to play him at the backup power forward maybe. I mean, having a D+3 at power forward is tough in today's NBA, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and set this rotation. We have finalized the rotation for the rest of year 1 here in Philadelphia. There really aren't any major surprises. It's James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, and Joel Embiid. It's a very, very good starting 5. Bench unit, D'Anthony Melton, Shake Milton, Jalen McDaniels, Paul Reed, and then Georges Niang. I decided to have Niang play at the power forward spot. I want to go ahead and have a guy who can shoot the 3-ball better a little bit more than Paul Reed at the power forward spot. And ultimately, it means Harrell and Dedmon aren't really going to get a ton of minutes. Also, I thought Dwayne Dedmon got like bought out and then traded to the Spurs, signed with the Spurs. I don't know. Maybe I made that up. But nonetheless, this is a pretty good team. As I mentioned, currently 52-27. We're hoping to go a little bit further than the second round this year. Let's see what ends up happening. So we're going to finish the season with a record of 55-27. And Joel Embiid finally does get that MVP. You truly do love to see it. Rookie of the Year is Paolo Banchero. No surprise. Quickly 6th man. Embiid also wins Defensive Player of the Year. Trey Murphy, Most Improved. Mike Budenholzer takes Home Coach of the Year. So, let's take a final look at the standings. We did not quite catch the Celtics. We got within a game, but nonetheless, they do take the 2 seed. We're going to be having a first-round matchup here with the Brooklyn Nets, basically almost 100% locked in anyways. Let's take a look at the numbers on the year. Embiid, I mean, just you saw his stat line when he won MVP, completely dominant. James Harden was a very good player as well, 21.5 points, 10.5 assists, 6 rebounds. I mean, beautiful. Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Melton, McDaniels, Milton, Niang, Harrell, and then Dedmon. I mean, you can just keep going on and on. Obviously, I didn't play some of those guys down there, but they did play at some point in time for us. So, we have Brooklyn here in round 1. We obviously know that this team had a pretty busy season. They moved Kyrie Irving. They moved Kevin Durant. They've kind of reshaped themselves a little bit. And yeah, this is what their team's looking like. I like Mikal Bridges a lot. He's been tremendous for them so far. I do think we are the better team, though. So let's see what ends up happening here in the first round of the playoffs. We're currently up 3-1, and we end up winning in 6. So in years past, the Celtics have basically owned the 76ers, especially come playoff time. As much as it pains me to say it, the Celtics fan in me, I hope we can beat this team right now. This is a good team. They have some of the best depth in the league. I don't know where John Wall came from. They have some of the best depth in the league. I'll stand by that statement any day of the week. I do think we have the best player in the series, though. So let's see what ends up happening here. We're up 3-2, and we beat the Celtics. We get out of the second round, and now we have Cleveland here in the East Finals. Can you imagine if both of these things happened? If the Sixers upset the Celtics and the Cavs not only upset the Bucks, but swept the Bucks. I think 2K has a little bit of a fetish for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Isaac Okoro, Mobley, Jarrett Allen. I mean, again, we know what this team looks like. Can we go to the finals in year 1? I think it's possible. We are currently up 3-1, and we're in the finals. And oh, baby, LeBron James leads the Lakers to the finals. Embiid has an absolutely dominant Eastern Conference Finals. We have a Lakers and Sixers Finals. Wow, man. Well, I see a lot of Lakers fans on Twitter telling me that they're going back to the finals, and I don't know, maybe 2K agrees. Let's see what ends up happening here. I'd like to beat LeBron and the Lakers. I think we are the better team. We're currently 2-2 with them right now. We go up 3-2, and we close them out in 6. James Harden's your Finals MVP, and we get a championship in year 1. It's not every day we do that, so I'm feeling pretty good. Obviously, we still have 3 seasons to go. I'd like to win a couple more, at a minimum, maybe 3 more. Let's hit the draft lottery. We definitely don't have any picks in here, but just in case you guys want to see it, it is the Hornets, the Pistons, the Rockets, the Wizards, and the Spurs. Really not a ton of surprises there. I know a lot of people, especially Sixers fans, are not huge fans of Doc Rivers. But, yeah, he just coached us to a championship, or at least was on the bench while we coached road to a championship. So he's here. I'm not going to fire my head coach, who just obviously contributed to us winning. Doesn't make any sense. We have the 12th overall pick in round 2. I'm not going to use that today. I don't really feel like I need that. So we're not going to be drafting anybody. Let's hit team player options. Harden declines. Obviously have to get him back. We're bringing Maxey back. Harrell and House, except they could be 2 guys potentially moved this offseason. Don't 100% think we need them. I definitely want to qualify Paul Reed. He's a good backup big man for me. I'd like him to maybe be the backup for Embiid the entirety of this video. Looking at my free agents, obviously Harden's my number 1 priority. Wow, the San Antonio Spurs. Interesting offer. I'm just going to pay Harden and hopefully get him back. I'll give him like, yeah, $45 a year with a player option. That should be enough, I would assume. Yeah, $200 million, goddamn. I'd like to get Shake Milton back as well. He's only 26, still could be a good piece for us. And then I'd actually like to bring back Jalen McDaniels as well. So we get those 3 guys back, which are really the guys I was 100% focused on getting back. Paul Reed is obviously qualified, so we really don't have to worry about that until he gets an offer. What I am going to kind of do right now is go out and try to find myself a new power forward. It's nothing against PJ Tucker. Oh, did he retire? Oh, he retired anyways. That kind of hurts me. I can't trade him now. All right, let's go ahead and find ourselves that power forward. Okay, we just pulled off a trade for John Collins. We didn't have to give up a draft pick, which is good, but we definitely traded a whole lot of depth that we had on this team. This was the trade. Obviously, Melton is kind of the one piece I'm a little bit upset losing there, but in order to kind of get an upgrade, we had to go off and kind of pull off a move. We literally did not have a single power forward. So John Collins is officially on this team now. It definitely hurts our depth a little bit, but overall-wise, we got a pretty good player. I mean, he's an 80 overall. Hopefully, he can progress here a little bit. So at this point, we only have 2 backups. Obviously, we're going to be getting Paul Reed back. So what I need to do, find a backup shooting guard, find a backup power forward. Let's look at some options. Ooh, Kelly Olynyk. You know what? I'll take Kelly. Could be a good shooter off the bench for me. He's a big man. And then the shooting guard spot. Ooh, these are some pretty tough options. You know what? Let me sign JaMychal Green, and maybe I'll trade JaMychal Green. I don't know. I only have so much money and so many assets I can kind of play with. So, yeah, if I can maybe get a shooting guard here. Ooh, Brandon Boston Jr. Might not be a bad option. You know what? We're in the market. Ooh, Jaden Hardy's here. Yeah. Yep, 100% doing that. I cannot believe that's a real trade. All right, cool. I'm going to wait on Paul Reed, then we're all set. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. We won a championship last year in year 1. That's obviously a great feeling, but the work does not stop there. We want to win 3 more. You win 1 year 1, that's kind of how it goes. We re-signed James Harden. We traded for John Collins. We had a couple other moves to kind of maybe upgrade the bench. I don't really know. Nonetheless, here's how the team is looking. James Harden is down to an 87, which a little bit unfortunate. It's how 2K works. It's how 2K has always worked. Is what it is. Tyrese Maxey is up to an 87, which is good to see. Tobias Harris, John Collins, Joel Embiid, very good starting five. The bench unit, Jaden Hardy, Kelly Olynyk, Shake Milton, Paul Reed, and Jalen McDaniels. I like the team a lot. Let's try to go back-to-back. Year 2 comes to a close. We finished with a record of 55-27. I'm very much assuming that's good enough for a top 3 spot in the East. It is not back-to-back Embiid MVPs. It is Jason Tatum getting one this year for the Boston Celtics. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year, went number 1 overall to Charlotte. Ben Simmons, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis wins DPOY. Garland, Most Improved. Quinn Snyder takes home Coach of the Year. So, take a look at the full standings. We finished as a 3 seed, actually. The Celtics and Hawks were tied for the 1 and the 2 spots. But hey, man, we won a championship as the 3 seed last year. And 49 wins takes the 1 seed over there in the West. Always confused what that means in 2K because it can mean a couple different things. It can either mean that it's a very competitive conference and they're all really good, or it can mean they all just really suck. Depends. Embiid, Harden, Maxey are top 3 leading scorers. The scoring did spread out a little bit because we added a guy in John Collins who definitely scores a little bit more than PJ Tucker. Jaden Hardy was good for us off the bench. I can't believe that we trade JaMychal Green in a second for him. Kelly Olynyk, Shake Milton, Paul Reed, Jalen McDaniels. Rebounds was Embiid, and assists was James Harden. So, 6th seed here. We're going to have the Detroit Pistons in round 1. Cade, Ivy, Brandon Miller. This might be the first time ever that I haven't seen Brandon Miller in a Houston Rockets jersey in this game. Miles Bridges is back in the league. Jalen Duren, James Wiseman, Marvin Bagley. So some good depth here in Detroit. I still think they're a little bit too young to maybe beat us in a playoff series, but nonetheless, they are a good team. Let's see if we can beat them. It's a gentleman's sweep as they win game 1, and we win 3 straight. Atlanta Hawks here in round 2. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. It's a good backcourt. Hasn't been the best first season for them together. Nonetheless, there's still a lot of talent there. DeAndre Hunter, Sadiq Bey. They added Brook Lopez. It's actually a pretty interesting addition. Did they trade Clint Capella for Brook Lopez? It's an interesting move. Maybe if you're looking to space the floor a little more, but we'll see. We're down 2-1 at the moment. We tied up a 2-game apiece. We go down 3-2, and we end up losing in the second round in our second season. It is going to be an Atlanta Hawks and an Oklahoma City Thunder NBA Finals. 2 very, very talented teams. Hawks go on to win in year 2. Trae Young, Finals MVP. He gets it done the second season here. All right, man, we got 2 more years. Obviously, that means we want to win 2 more championships. We don't have a lot of draft picks, unfortunately, which is a little tricky because I'll give Doc Rivers 1 more year. If not, I'll get a new coach in the final season. It's a little tricky because it means we can't pull off huge trades for other players. We do have our first this year along with some seconds. I just don't really want it. Can I get a... Seriously? Seriously? Okay, thank you very much, Celtics. And then I do not need 2 seconds this year. I don't need it. Thank you, Cleveland. All right, we're not going to be drafting anybody again. This team's ready to win now. I don't really need to draft anybody. Jaden Hardy obviously coming back. Maxey and Paul Reed will both be qualified. Paul Reed obviously accepted disqualifying last year, so he's going to hopefully be coming back. I'm going to give Tyrese Maxey a real contract. I'm going to pay Tobias Harris and then potentially move him. I don't love Tobias Harris. I'm not going to pretend that I do. So, yeah, we're going to wait here on Maxey and Reed, give them both some real deals. We do re-sign Harris, potentially going to be moving him after this. Tyrese Maxey now has 10 offers. Looks like he's going to take that one from the Raptors. Let me max him out, and then... Actually, we'll accept this. Does that put it through as a real deal? Okay, it does. That's cool. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. It always confuses me. And I'd like to get Paul Reed back here as well. Seriously? Come on, Paul. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and probably move on from Tobias Harris. I think his time here was probably done anyways. It hasn't gotten really better any single season, so let's find a trade. I have no idea if Brooklyn's going to be in a giving mood, but if there's any possible way that I am able to go out and acquire Mikal Bridges, I'm going to do it. I think Mikal Bridges, I don't have another draft pick. I think Bridges was like a 76er for like 5 minutes. I would throw in McDaniels, I think. Oh, wow. Okay. We get Mikal Bridges, which is a huge upgrade, especially defensively. He's going to be my new starting small forward, and I'm really, really happy about that. So we need to find myself a new backup small forward at this point, but that was Jayshawn Tate, beautiful. That was a really, really good deal in my opinion. Welcome to the team, Bridges. And yeah, man, see you guys at the start of year 3. I'm really happy with the offseason we just had. I was actually really surprised that Brooklyn took that deal. I mean, it really wasn't a crazy trade offer. So nonetheless, I'm happy to have Bridges here. Here's how the starting 5 is going to look. Actually, a little surprised James Harden didn't regress even more. Typically, He goes down to like an 84, 85 at this point, but hey, I am not complaining if he's still an 87. It's James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Mikal Bridges, John Collins, and Joel Embiid. The bench unit, Jaden Hardy, Paul Reed, Jayshawn Tate, Shake Milton, and Kelly Olynyk. I like this team a lot. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. We have our best record yet and go 65-17. I would say I'm almost positive that's good enough for a 1 seed in the East, but I've seen the Cavs and the Hawks, very capable of winning more than that. So we'll find out. Luka Doncic wins his first career MVP here at the end of the year 3. It's cool to see, a different guy winning MVP every year. You don't always get that here in 2K. Isaiah Collier, Rookie of the Year. Fred VanVleet, 6th man. Victor Wembanyama, Defense Player of the Year. Henderson, Most Improved. Doc Rivers, Coach of the Year. Well, Doc, you are basically coaching for your life right now in terms of being employed here with this team. So we're going to find out and see what ends up happening. Here's a look at the numbers. We had another guy in Mikal Bridges who can score. Didn't necessarily have to score with this team. That's why he's only at 11. I think some of his tendencies are also messed up in 2K. But nonetheless, I don't think it's really going to affect us too much. This is interesting. How is this an 8 seed? You're telling me that the Charlotte Hornets are better than that 8 seed Bucks? The Indiana Pacers are better than that 8 seed Bucks? All right, well, I mean, if you want to win the finals, it's going to be a hard road. And, hard road it is. We end up beating Milwaukee in round 1. We move on to Detroit here, who have basically gotten better every... Oh, my God. Where'd you get Domantas Sabonis from? Oh, God damn it. All right, that Pistons team now officially scares me. They are a good squad. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have been scared. Maybe not. Okay. East Finals here with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's Garland Mitchell. They added Jonathan Isaac, which I've seen them do a couple times. They've added Emmanuel quickly as well. Okay, I did not know how you were able to do that, but you were. We're up 2-1 at this moment. We're up 3-1. We're back in the finals. We're going to be taking on MVP Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. Battle of 2 MVPs right here, and let's see if Dallas had anybody significant. There's just no way this team's even touching us. It's just not happening. I'll get a little bit of gameplay right now, just because obviously we won year 1. And we didn't do gameplay, and well, I know some of you guys enjoy it, some of you don't, so I can't please everybody. But yeah, we'll get a little bit of gameplay here today, as it is going to be a blowout and a sweep in the NBA Finals. Just over 3.5 minutes left to go here in Dallas. We are currently up 19, looking to close out the Mavs on their home floor. There's really nothing competitive that I have to... Oh, Maxey is moving very quickly. Nothing competitive that I have to be too stressed out about. Oh, God. Okay. Holy shit, and I thought Embiid was going to actually kill him. Oh my God. Dude, he went up, and I was like, oh, baby. I guess what we'll do is we'll just talk about the Dallas Mavericks, this Philadelphia 76ers right now. They're a good team. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they are not a good team. I don't know. For me, I'm always going to ride with my team. So, hypothetically, assuming both the Celtics and the 76ers get out of round 1, it means I'll probably pick the Celtics to beat them. That's just how I feel. From a basketball standpoint, this is not the 76ers team from last year or even years prior. I mean, this team is better, in my opinion. You have guys like Maxey developing. You have guys like Embiid dominating, probably winning MVP. James Harden's looked great as well. This is a different team. Now, can they go out and can they do it in the playoffs is really all that matters at this point. I mean, this team is a win-now team. There's not like they're some young up-and-coming team that is, just on a really good season. No, this team is winning now. James Harden's not getting any younger, and Embiid's not really getting any younger either, to be honest with you. I like this team a lot. Do I think they're going to win? I'm going to say no. I am. I'm sorry. I'm going to ride with my guys. I don't know. It's going to be a fun second-round matchup. It's not going to be like matchups in years prior when I just knew damn well the Celtics were going to win. But I do not think that they're going to win. I'm just going to say that right now. It might be a weird thing to say, and I don't want to sound like an asshole saying this. Should I even say it? I actually feel better about the second round matchup against the Sixers after last night than I did prior to this. And that might be weird to say after a loss, but the Celtics didn't have 2 of their best 4 players. I'm not taking anything away from the Sixers. They played unbelievably well. Embiid scored half the goddamn points for the Sixers. Is that going to happen every game? I don't know. That's just my take. I genuinely don't know. Maybe the Sixers finally get us this year. We will see. Obviously, both teams have to win a first-round matchup against 2 pretty good Eastern Conference teams, whoever they may be. I mean, Brooklyn probably going to be taking on Philadelphia. If I had to take a guess right now, I'm assuming the Celtics are playing Miami. I'm assuming they're coming out as the 7th seed out of the play-in. That's just my guess. We will see. I think we're in for some really entertaining playoff basketball this year, man. I'm just looking forward to watching it so much. I've missed playoff basketball a lot. I mean, dude, last year was so goddamn stressful. Just because it's such a weird feeling. Like, I have seen my team in the finals before as a Celtics fan. Like, I was alive when they were in the finals of 2008 and 2010, but I was 8 and 10 years old, so like I don't really remember it too much. It's such a weird feeling when last year I was 22 watching my favorite team in the finals, and it's stressful as hell. And I'm sure if you guys have seen your favorite team in the finals, you can agree as well. So I'm just excited for playoff basketball to be back, man. We're going to do one more offensive possession here because I know I ramble on a lot because, that's what I kind of do. Embiid. I'll see you guys at the finals MVP. We end up sweeping the Dallas Mavericks here in our second championship of this video. We still have one more year to go. It's good to see Embiid get a finals MVP. Harden won one in our first year, if you don't remember. And, yeah, man, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Not a ton will change with this team. Let's sim the lottery real quick. It's official. We're probably not going to draft anybody today. It didn't really feel like we had to draft anybody today. I'll bring back Doc. It's not easy to go out and, win 2 championships, so I'll try to get Doc Rivers back here. Cool. Let's head up to the draft, see if we do have our first. No, I think I traded it for Bridges. I don't think we're going to have any picks. We have 19 in round 2. Just have your own pick back, Milwaukee. All right, team player options. We shouldn't have any major free agents. I mean, well, John Collins, I guess. But and Jaden Hardy. I definitely want to get him back. So let's hit free agency. John Collins, just cool. I don't really love paying John Collins that much, but it's the final year anyways. All right, we get Collins and Hardy back. That's obviously kind of what I was focused on. I'm probably going to move Kelly Olynyk at this point. Maybe get somebody who's just a little bit younger. Maybe won't regress. But other than that, there's really nothing here that I'm terribly worried about with this team. So Kelly Olynyk in 2 first. New backup power forward is all I'm really looking for at this point. Nasir Little, actually, he's not playing great, but I'll take Nasir Little. It's the final year. All right, I'll see you guys at the start of, year 4 here in Philly. We've now won 2 championships in 3 years. I'd like to make it 3 championships in 4 years. And again, we really didn't change much about this team. I actually don't know how James Harden's not regressing. Like, I swear to God, every single time I've seen or had James Harden in a video, by year 4, he would probably be like an 83. I don't know. I'm never going to take it I'm never going to complain when 2K, gives me something that's good. But, yeah, James Harden. I love you, buddy. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Mikal Bridges, John Collins, and Joel Embiid. The bench unit, Jaden Hardy, Paul Reed, Jayshawn Tate, Shake Milton, and Nasir Little, who is the one change from Kelly Olynyk from last season. I'll see you guys at the end of the 4th and final year here in Philadelphia. We finished our final season with our 4th different MVP. It's pretty cool. Typically, you see at least one guy win more than one, so it's cool to see, 4 different players winning an MVP, even though I like Darius Garland. I don't think he'll ever be an MVP, but just my take. We go 58 and 24 in our final year. It's not quite the, what did we win, 65 game? I don't even know what we won, but nonetheless, a very, very good season. You can take a look at all the awards right here. Wow, JB Bickerstaff, 68 wins over there in Cleveland. But we do take the 2 seed here in the East, OKC with 66 wins. Yeah, they're pretty good. All right, here's a look at how everything kind of shook out. I mean, this is still a really, really good team. I'd put us up against anybody right now, because we've proved that we can do that. So who we have here in the first round, it's going to be the 7-seeded Toronto Raptors, who have added Jaylen Brown, Jakob Poeltl, Ochai Abaji? I think it's Abaji, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can get by them here in the first round of the playoffs. Wow, it's Cleveland versus Atlanta there in the first round. Oh, at least we don't have to play both of them. Charlotte here in round 2. LaMelo, Herbert Jones, Brandon Ingram. They have Victor Wembanyama. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a tough matchup. Victor Wembanyama versus Joel Embiid is a pretty scary matchup. We're 2-2 with them right now. We go up 3-2. We're in the East. I almost said the West. We're in the East Finals here, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who occasionally do lose Donovan Mitchell. They did not today, obviously, because they're in the East Finals, and he is just incredible. What does he have? 4 straight 40-point games? I mean, that man is going to be very, very good for a very long time. We're up 2-1 against them. We're up 3-1 against them, and we end up winning in 5. And we're going to be taking on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the OKC Thunder, who are, pretty good themselves here in the NBA Finals. We lose Game 1, we win Game 2, we go up 2-1, up 3-1, and we win our 3rd championship of this video, and Joel Embiid gets his 3rd Finals MVP. Or still 2nd, not 3rd. All right, Sixers fans, rejoice. I think we built you a pretty good team here. I had fun with this one. This was a really talented squad, and I think the one thing I'm really happy about is Harden really didn't go down in overalls, and I've never seen that before, so I'm happy about it, man. But we still had a really good one today, man, and 3 championships in any video is going to be just Beautiful. So, yeah, as always, let me know video ideas down below. As I mentioned, this is the last video of this week, so I do apologize. Hope you guys all have a great weekend, a great Easter weekend if you celebrate that, and especially a good rest of the NBA's regular season, because come Monday, come our next video, it's going to be playing predictions and ready for some playoff basketball. Let me know any other video ideas down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.